Genesis chapter 18, the birth of Isaac, promised. Now the Lord appeared to Abraham by the terebinth trees of Mamre in Hebron while he was sitting at the tent door in the heat of the day. When he raised his eyes and looked up, behold, 3 men were standing a little distance from him. When he saw them, he ran from the tent door to meet them and bowed down with his face to the ground. And Abraham said, My Lord, if now I have found favor in your sight, please do not pass by your servant without stopping to visit. Please let a little water be brought by one of my servants, and you may wash your feet and recline and rest comfortably under the tree. And I will bring a piece of bread to refresh and sustain you, and after that you may go on, since you have come to your servant. And they replied, Do as you have said. So Abram hurried into the tent to Sarah and said, Quickly, get ready 3 measures of fine meal, knead it and bake cakes. It's going to take some time to do that, isn't it? So Abram also ran to the herd and brought a calf, tender and choice, and he gave it to the servant to butcher, and he hurried to prepare it. Then he took curds and milk, and for the calf which he had prepared, and set it before the men, and he stood beside them under the tree while they ate. Then they said to him, Where is Sarah, your wife? And he said, There in the tent. And he said, I will surely return to you at this time next year, and behold, Sarah your wife will have a son. And Sarah was listening at the tent door, which was behind him. And now Abraham and Sarah were old, well advanced in years, and she was past the age of childbearing. So Sarah laughed to herself when she heard the Lord's words, saying, After I become old, shall I have pleasure and delight my Lord husband, being also old? And the Lord asked Abraham, Why did Sarah laugh to herself, saying, Shall I really give birth to a child when I am so old? Is anything too difficult or too wonderful for the Lord? At the appointed time, when the season for her delivery comes, I will return to you, and Sarah will have a son. God can do anything. You can be old, and God can still use you through a whole lot of things. You might get older in your life and you think, I can't really do much. I'll let the younger generation do things of the Lord. But you know what? As you get older, God can still use you in your old age. It says, Then Sarah denied it, saying, I did not laugh because she was afraid. And he, the Lord, said, No, but you did laugh. Then the men got up from there and looked toward Sodom, and Abraham walked with them to send them on their way. And the Lord said, Shall I keep secret from Abraham, my friend and servant, what I'm going to do? And since Abraham is destined to become a great and mighty nation, all the nations of the earth will be blessed through him. For I have known, chosen, and acknowledged him as my own, so that he may teach and command his children and the sons of his household after him to keep the way of the Lord by doing what is righteous and just, so that the Lord may bring upon Abraham what he has promised him. And the Lord said, The outcry of the sins of Sodom and Gomorrah is indeed great, and their sin is exceedingly grave. I will go down now and see whether they have acted as vilely and wickedly as the outcry which has come to me indicates, and if not, I will know. Now the 2 men, they were angelic beings, turned away from there and went towards Sodom, but Abraham remained standing before the Lord. And Abraham approached the Lord and said, Will you really sweep away the righteous, those who do right, with the wicked, those who do evil? Suppose there are 50 righteous people within that city. Will you really sweep it away and not spare it for the sake of 50 righteous who are in it? Far be it from you to do such a thing, to strike the righteous with the wicked, so that the righteous and the wicked are treated alike. Far be it from you. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right by executing just and righteous judgment? And so the Lord said, If I find within that city of Sodom 50 righteous people, then I will spare the entire place for their sake. And so now Abraham answered, Now behold, I, who am but dust in original origin and ashes, have decided to speak to the Lord. So if 5 of the 50 righteous are lacking, will you destroy the entire city for lack of 5? And he said, If I find at least 45 righteous people there, I will not destroy it. So Abraham spoke to him yet again and said, Suppose only 40 are found there. And he said, I will not do it for the sake of the 40 who are righteous. Then Abraham said to him, Oh, may the Lord not be angry, and I will speak. Suppose 30 are found there. And he said, I will not do it if I find 30 there. And he said, Now behold, I have decided to speak to the Lord again. Suppose only 20. He's thinking this land, which is very corrupt, very vile, Sodom and Gomorrah. Where do you get the Sodomites, I've heard? They were doing unlawful acts with their bodies. And so he's saying, well, if there's 50 people there, Lord, would you save and spare them? Then Abram's thinking, there's probably not 50, so is there 45? Is there 40? And he's going down, and he says, Now behold, I've decided to speak to the Lord again. Suppose only 20 of the righteous people are found there. And the Lord said, I will not destroy it for the sake of the 20. And then Abraham said, Oh, may the Lord not be angry with me, and I will speak only this once. Suppose only 10 righteous people are found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for the sake of the 10. As soon as he had finished speaking with Abraham, the Lord departed, and Abraham returned to his own place. So he's going from 50, thinking, well, maybe there isn't 50 in there, so I'm going to go all the way down to 10. So this is your daily Bible chapter, reading God's Word Monday through Friday. See you tomorrow.